I started off Super League with my friends. I fought the law and the law won. I fought the law and the law won. Needed money cause we got none. I fought the law and the law won. I fought the law and the law won.
Fuck yeah.
Boy, oh boy, as the law won. FIFA coming down hard on them hoods. Anyway, welcome back to the Footy Fetish Show, where the fetish is real and the footy is soccer. And also, I needed me some head today, along with my feet. So we got some soccer heads on with us today. Gentlemen, what up? Say what's up.
What up?
What up?
How we doing?
Oh, man.
We are here to bring the head.
Yes. It's our favorite part of the show, anyway. Today we needed to touch on a couple things. First of all, we got more Champions League coming up. Champions! And secondly, the last time we talked, we were still talking about a Super League that could happen, probably going to happen. At least me and you, 50 to 40% were our guesses. But we need to talk about the fact it's now not happening, at least right now.
For this year.
And we got some stubborn jackasses that are still thinking it will happen. But
it will. I'll be that stubborn jackass.
Oh, not you specifically. I mean, you.
No, but that's me. I'll take that role.
Yeah.
I'll wear that hat.
Just guys who think it literally happens still, like sometime, like right now. Anyway, let's talk about it. We gotta pass it over to Ocho. Ocho, my sidekick, partner in crime.
Hey,
what up?
Back on the mic with the Mike Daddy. Mike Daddy, it's a pleasure to be back. Also a pleasure to be here. Pleasure to be here with Soccerheads FC, Connor and Blair. Joining us from the Northeast, get some chowder, some oysters from Boston.
Park the car.
How y'all been, fellas?
That was a poor Boston accent.
I tried, man.
Respect.
Park the car. You got to park the car.
Yeah.
Is that better?
Park the car and have it, yeah.
Yeah, there it is. Thank you. There it is.
Fenway Park.
You're going to do well. How about you guys?
Doing well. Y'all
awesome.
ready to jump into some Champions League semi-final?
Very excited.
Let's do
Hot
it.
takes coming in.
Doesn't get better than this.
Hot take alert.
We haven't dropped some hot takes in a minute, so this is a good episode to do it.
This is a fantastic
This is a good one.
episode.
This is
We
a good
got
one.
goal scorers. We got winners. We got results. There's so much to do. Let's jump straight into it, gentlemen. We've got the Champions League semi-final Tuesday, April 27th. First game up, we've got Real Madrid versus Chelsea. Very quickly, let's just go through who is injured / out and who is doubtful. On Chelsea's side, we have Mateo Kovacic, who will be injured and missing. On Real Madrid's side, we have Lucas Vazquez out. Federico Valverde is a potential out. I think he's got COVID. Ferland Mendy is doubtful. Toni Kroos is doubtful. And Sergio Ramos is also doubtful. Lots of key players here. I'm going to immediately pass it over to the Soccerheads FC guys. Gentlemen, give us your thoughts. Winner, loser. What's up?
First off, didn't know Toni Kroos was doubtful. That's kind of a huge blow to Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Was not aware of that. But I don't know. My thoughts on the game is there's what I think will happen, what I want to happen, but then what I deep down know will happen. And I think Chelsea have the stronger
Whoa.
I think they have a strong lineup. They play really well. They can keep a clean sheet, but I think Real Madrid's going to win this tie.
All right. So you got the
That's what I at
tie.
least want to happen, and they're inevitable in the Champions League. Zidane just gets it done no matter what.
I feel that. You got the tie, but we got to get a leg one prediction.
Leg one.
That's
We almost
Tuesday.
had a hot take there. You saw that? He almost went off into a hot take and said they had the better.
Oh, yeah. He pulled back. He pulled back on that.
Coward.
Well, I mean, a healthy Real Madrid, I would say, probably has the better squad. But if Toni Kroos and Sergio Ramos are both not playing still, then, I don't know, Chelsea might have the better squad.
So I can tell you, I'll just clarify. Toni Kroos, Ferland Mendy, and Sergio all sat out of the stalemate with the former duo closer to a return than the latter, who should be fit for the return leg. So there's
Toni Kroos will probably play.
Yeah, there's a chance they'll all play. It just looks like they sat out for this past weekend's game.
This is probably why they're sitting out.
I would imagine if you're Zidane, no need to risk that. You're still towards the top of the table.
Yep.
I know that win would have tied them with Atletico on points. So being 2 points behind is not the end of the world. You still got plenty more of La Liga. That being said, I didn't get your prediction for leg one. Do you think this will be a Real Madrid win leg one?
I think it will be.
Do you think they'll win both legs?
Yes, I do. I think they'll win both legs.
All right. Hot take out the gate. Connor, what you got?
So what I'm thinking is I'm taking a look at this, and really what it comes down to is the injuries I'm not too concerned about, because I don't 100% think that at this moment Real Madrid would be better with Sergio Ramos in the lineup.
Oh, crazy.
Hot take.
Hot take number one, Connor.
First of all, he might be getting too old. He's been injured for more than half the season right now. Multiple muscle injuries. He got COVID. I guess it was kind of a good time to get COVID while you're injured.
Yeah.
So that was smart by him, strategic. And they have Danny Carvajal back, which is pretty sweet because he's one of the best right backs in the world. He's just solid. I think Cruz and Fede Valverde will play because Fede Valverde got COVID about 2 weeks ago. Or at least that's when we heard about it. So I think he'll be back. He had like a little bit of a ankle injury as well as COVID. I think that will be pretty healed up as well. So what I think is that it's kind of crazy that Chelsea don't have any injuries other than Kovacic.
That is crazy.
I think the problem is that they're still trying to find their offensive identity for the Chelsea players. It's like they want to play Timo Werner, but they know that if they have any relatively open / wide open chances that he will just shank it. So you can't have him
hard
in there for
on
that.
Damn.
I mean, it just kind of comes to the point where he made that joke. I don't know if you guys caught his highlights of the last game. He got on the score sheet, which was nice, but he did miss another sitter, which he joked about at the end. He's like, if I got 2 goals, that would have just been a little too crazy. So I decided to only go for 1.
Decided to donkey the other one.
Yeah. Fair takes.
So what it comes down to is Hazard. He got subbed on in the 77th minute. If he plays, I think he will be super motivated to actually do well, which I don't know if we've really seen that from him. So far, it's just kind of like he got fat and happy after getting the Dream Galacticos move to Real Madrid. But I think, especially in the second leg, he'll be a little more up for it going to Stamford Bridge. I think that this one's going to be a Real Madrid victory. And then I think the next one is going to be a Chelsea victory at home at the Stamford Bridge. But Real Madrid's going to go through.
On aggregate.
On aggregate, yes.
Nice.
I think on aggregate.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm right there with you. I totally think Real Madrid are going to win this one. And I think Chelsea will probably win at home. But on aggregate, I think Real Madrid are going to score away. Like you said, man, you almost took the words out of my mouth. I think this Chelsea squad is inexperienced. They don't really quite have that identity of how they are an attacking team. And, you look at this Real Madrid team, they are finding their form. For me, it's been the same thing over and over with Real Madrid. If that midfield is healthy, Casemiro, Cruz, and Modric, anything is possible. Benzema has proven to be a very valuable piece. And then, like we spoke about in the quarterfinals, if Vinicius can put 1 goal away, the game changes completely. He did just that in the first leg against Liverpool. Made me look like a genius. Thank you for that, Vinicius. But that's really what it comes down to. Federico Valverde, I think he'll be subbing in off the bench for probably Cruz if he's at a doubtful. I would imagine you start Cruz, bring in Valverde. The dude's just full of pace, full of energy. Would be a great late sub to just really run down the other opponent as they're starting to get tired. But looking over at this Chelsea squad, they have continued to produce results in that back line. Mendy, great signing. The dude's had some of the most clean sheets that we've seen, and this back line is continuing to prevent goals being scored. I think the weakness, as you said, is Timo Werner. He hasn't really found his feet yet as a striker, but they have a lot of talent. When Connor was talking about who's the better squad on paper here, it's not apparent. There are positions that Chelsea have that are stronger than Real Madrid. I would say the outside backs for Chelsea I like more than Carvajal and Mendy. But, you could flip those either way. I think the midfield's stronger for Real Madrid, and the both attacking fronts are still kind of sketch. Benzema is awesome, but Junior and Asensio really haven't proven themselves as far as, consistent strikers. My last position is Courtois and Mendy that I would look at, and I think I'm going to give the tilt to Mendy just because of his results. But Courtois has been looking really great in Champions League.
Yeah. It doesn't hurt when you're about as long as the goal.
Seriously.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of times with Courtois, I feel that. It's like, oh, yeah, he's already there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He just does this. He's already there.
He made some great saves against Liverpool.
And really, like, I'm not kidding. What is he, like 6'4"?
6'5", I think.
It's something ridiculous. He's as tall as Kobe Bryant was, I'm pretty sure.
No
Something
way.
Like that. Yeah, I think Kobe was like 6'6", something like that, yeah.
I feel like
6'7".
Yeah.
Damn, he's 6'7".
Yep. That's
Oh,
ridiculous.
Fuck. Well done.
I actually looked that up earlier today for a weird reason.
Because you knew we were going to talk about it.
Exactly.
That's why.
That's not to take anything away from Courtois, but I feel like that's like a lot, that gives him a pretty big advantage. Like,
hell yeah.
a lot of the times he's already in position.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. You just got to lift your arms up.
Yeah, exactly. Like, he's already there. Just boop, boop. Oh, yeah, hit my hand. So a lot of times, yeah, I would give the tilt to him. But the way Mendy's been looking, like you said, I'm going to take Mendy right now. And then I'm going to contradict myself later when I pick Real Madrid to win it. But
Wait, so yeah, who you want to go through your picks first, or you want to talk this breakdown?
Yeah, I'll keep going because I'll tell you what.
Keep going.
If you told me that Tuchel was going to take over this team and completely fix the back line, like if you told me that the minute he took the job, I'd think you were fucking nuts. I really would. And it's nothing against you.
Right.
It's just the first thing that comes to your mind. This is a German coach, loves to press high, loves to score.
Yeah.
And I would never have thought that he fixed this back line. It seems like he figured it out. Chilwell. Big signing this past, 2 windows ago, this past summer, right?
I think so, yeah.
So with him, that's a guy that he was killing it over at Leicester. And at Leicester, if I'm not mistaken, he was the left back, but he wasn't playing in this little midfield position that he kind of hasn't been right now. Because right now, Chelsea's been running a 3-man back. Chilwell's been more of that guy that's just running the wing on the left side. And to me, I think he's done a fantastic job of it. Never saw that coming either. So the things that Tuchel's doing over there is really sassy. It's really sexy. And, it's tough because also, you know how I feel about Chelsea. It's like I could sit here and you could tell me 15 times, in a row, oh, well, Madrid is just better at this and this and this and this. And that's exactly why I think Chelsea would win something like this, Chelsea always wins and you have no idea how or why, but it just happens. But at the same time, I'm loving that midfield with Real Madrid. The one thing that does scare me.
What would be your starting Chelsea back line?
Oh man, I'd keep it exactly how it is right now. Like with Silva in the middle, right? Azpilicueta, insane.
Jesus.
Which that's a man that he's been here through thick and thin. What, 3 managers now?
Yeah.
Possibly 4? No, 3. 3. I think 3 or 4.
Conte, Mourinho, Sarri, Tuchel.
So yeah, 4.
No, even
and Lampard.
5.
So 5.
Jesus.
And he's still here.
Yeah.
So that's a guy you got to lean on. I think that's a guy that you got to throw the captain's armband to, and we got to roll with him.
For sure.
And just everybody get behind him. So
I love that he's transitioned to more of a center back too.
Yeah.
Because he was a pivotal outside back for them.
Because him and Silva have been looking great together.
Yeah.
And Rudiger.
Yeah,
Rudiger's a guy I always forget about.
For sure.
So I really like it how it is. I wouldn't change anything with Chelsea right now. And a lot of times these guys will change things based on how they did in their domestic leagues, rightfully so. With EPL, though, I think it's a little different. EPL, everybody's kind of cutthroat. It could be different any minute of any given time of any given day. Leicester could step up. Those Leicesters of the world, those West Hams right now, I don't think you base it on anything you've done domestically. Like, let's say, I think Chelsea won yesterday, 1-0, West Ham, right? And West Ham's a hot team. And look what they did. Our boy,
man of the match.
Chilwell, man of the match. That's what I'm saying. Keep it exactly how it is. Don't. I almost said Frank. No, Frankie FIFA. He's out of here. Tuchel's doing something right over there.
Hey,
he's got everybody on the same page.
Champions League final, PSG.
Yes. So he's got the experience. But speaking of experience, The reason I'm going to take Real Madrid to move on to the final is the experience they have, and not only what Connor said with Zidane. You know, he figures it out.
Yeah.
Always figures it out. He's always there, and he always has this lineup. And he, for some reason, he always gets the bullshit flack that we talked about last time.
Yep, always.
He can't figure it out tactically. He can't do.
He's not a tactical coach. He just has the best team in the world.
I don't know where the fuck
All
that's
right.
coming from, but if you got a trash can at home, put that in it. You remember the Sandlot where the kid had the weird hat?
Yeah.
And the cool kid was like, "You got a fireplace at home?" He's like, "Yeah." Stick that fucking hat in it, dude.
Yeah, burn that.
That's a terrible. Zidane doesn't understand. Okay, shut up. You know, that's just stupid. But with Casemiro, Kroos, Modric, it's been proven. I know Ocho loves that.
Love it.
Loves it.
Love it.
He's been shouting it out a minute. The only thing that scares me with Madrid, we'll go back to it. There's only one guy I see there that's going to come through with goals. So Vinicius needs to definitely step up again.
If he doesn't, it's game over.
Exactly.
It's got to be him.
They need someone else to pair goal scoring wise.
Yeah.
But you never know. Benzema could break out and score 3. He'll do it. So
another thing for me, I got to point this out, is I've been hot and cold with Mount. The dude will step up one game, and then he's totally invisible another.
Yeah.
He is a huge liability for me. Can he break through that back line? Can he handle Mendy and Kroos? And Casemiro. Casemiro is going to bully this man all game long. Expect a Casemiro yellow card.
Yep.
I don't like the yellow card Casemiro when he just murders people.
I mean, y'all saw that tackle against Liverpool, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
That was amazing. I love that. I love that shit. Zidane's reaction in the background kind of blurred where he's like, yeah.
Smirking and shit.
I fucking love that.
Yep.
He knows the refs wouldn't dare red card Casemiro because they're all scared of him.
Yeah, that's right.
Put Messi in his pocket all the time.
Hey, but no, Carvalho coming back, that's huge too.
That
was that
huge.
Connor that pointed that out too?
Yeah.
Man, that's I'm a piggyback off that, man. I like that a lot too. I didn't realize he is back. So that's huge. That's huge.
And I mean, like I think Connor brought this point as well. Hazard coming off the bench. We're going to see it. It's going to happen.
Yep.
You don't think he's going to be motivated to go against his old teom?
Yeah, and he's got to get
are
something.
You crazy if you don't think he's doing something in the game.
He's got to show his worth some kind of way.
Man.
This is it. This is it right here. Right here.
All
I mean,
eyes.
if Hazard starts, I feel like there's like an 80% chance he gets injured within the first 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, man. Don't put that juju on that man. Come on now.
Yeah, what the hell was that?
I'm sorry, I've just seen him get injured 9 times in a row
right.
now.
9 times.
Really?
He's been absent 9
also-
times.
Also, it's our guy Thibaut Courtois' first time back to Stamford Bridge, and I feel like he was kind of a psycho when he left. He was just like, "I want to go to Real Madrid so bad, like I hate Chelsea."
Yeah.
And then Elise Hazard was a little more. He was like very hush hush about it. He's like, "I know what my decision is, but like I'm not going to tell you guys out of respect."
Right.
So I feel like Courtois is just going. He's either clean sheet or 6 goals. Give it up. No in between.
That's true.
Oh,
That's true.
Shit.
Would they lose
That's
to
why it's sad that there's no fans. Like,
Oh,
Courtois
yeah,
should have to deal with the abuse.
them talking
Like,
shit?
That's just sad.
There might be
They would
stands for
definitely
the Chelsea game. I saw that there's been English fans in the
Yeah.
stands in the EPL. This game, the Tottenham Man City game, there was fans. It was awesome. You could hear the reaction
that was
from,
awesome.
from
Yep.
s- certain points.
I think they're going to
I
allow
know,
people in
like-
for the final too.
Depends on like what part of England you're in, is how many fans you can like let in.
Very
So,
true.
Yeah.
If
Very
they're in
true.
London though, I think that means they can let some in. Then.
Very
Sweet.
true. Yeah.
Sweet. That's
definitely.
beautiful.
Well, I think
Yeah, I'm
we've
gonna take. I'm
basically
gonna
said
take Real
it.
Madrid to move on.
You got Real Madrid?
I'm saying it very low. Yeah, I'm take Real Madrid.
I mean, the first leg, I think Chelsea wins the second leg, but I'm with Connor here. Aggregate, I think Chelsea go through.
Yep.
The away goals is going to really be a big factor here in this tie.
Yep.
Moving on to the game on Wednesday, the other side of the bracket in this Champions League semi-final. Wednesday, April 28th, we got PSG versus Manchester City.
Bunch of poops.
This is probably one of my favorite matchups we've had in a long time. This is Pep Guardiola, the tactical masterclass versus his old pal Pochettino. PSG. Real quick, let's go through some injuries. Juan Bernat has been out all season with a torn ACL. He is still missing. Marquinhos is doubtful, still from that pulled muscle back in the first leg of the Bayern Munich tie. Abu Diallo is also doubtful, and Rafinha is doubtful. Nothing really significant here. If Marquinhos plays, which Who Scored predicts he will, this is a full squad. Who Scores predicting Neymar up top with Mbappe and Di Maria. And then you have Gay, Paredes, and Verratti in the midfield. Love seeing Verratti back. Kurzawa and Florenzi on the wings. Over in the Manchester City camp, 0 injuries. They're also looking very strong. This is what we want to see. We want to see both teams healthy, no excuses. Bring it. This is the semifinals. We've got Mahrez, Jesus, and Foden as the front three. Gundogan, Rodrigo, Bruyne as the predicted midfield three. Walker, Stones, Diaz, and Zinchenko as the back line. I'm looking at y'all shaking your heads. I agree. This is probably not going to be the starting lineup. Give us your thoughts on this game, Connor and Blair.
Well, I feel like Manchester City with everyone healthy, that just means we have no idea what Pep is going to put out there.
Yep.
Because it's going to be over the top, absurd, and just make no sense whatsoever.
Gabby Jesus
Probably
will be on the left
Bruyne
back.
striker, something weird.
It's going to be a 1-8-1 is the formation that Pep's going to come out with.
He might not even have a 1. It just might be like 1-9. Just 9 midfielders.
He likes to get crazy, especially in big games when we least expect it.
That's right.
This one's super easy for myself. Definitely PSG.
Wow.
Is going to win.
First and second leg?
Yeah, first and second leg. The games themselves will be close, but at PSG, there's the potential for a PSG draw away at Man City. But we were shaking our heads because I think we definitely don't think Jesus will be in the starting lineup.
I don't think so.
I would agree.
Left back.
I think he would do. I think he could potentially put in Aguero. He's just been waiting for Aguero.
He got in today, I believe, right?
No.
Because they won the FA Cup today.
Oh, they did. That's right. Yeah, we were just talking about that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Carabao Cup.
Yep.
The Carabao Cup.
Yeah, excuse me.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Like anyone
Capital
cared
One,
about
Chase Cup, whatever. Yeah.
Does anyone care about the cup?
I don't think
The one
so.
whoever pays the most gets to name it.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
That's right.
I tried to get a pun in there. It didn't really work.
What'd you do?
The Carabao. I said, did anyone care about the cup?
I love that too.
Oh.
I liked it.
So, Connor, give us your thoughts here on who you think will win this.
I have the opposite. I think I see Man City coming away over the 2 legs, and I think they'll win the first leg definitely, or I think they'll win the first leg, and then maybe they'll tie the second leg 0-0 or something, just lock it down. But I think they come away from game 1 with the W, maybe by 2 goals or so. I didn't like what I saw from PSG in the previous 2 legs.
They beat the defending champs.
Yeah, they beat a struggling Bayern where they should have lost. No Lewandowski, I think everyone can say if Lewandowski was on that Bayern team, like Bayern had chances. They just had Choupo-Moting trying to finish them all instead of the greatest striker in the world.
So what's Man City's key to success? Phil Foden?
Phil Foden, yes. He's going to play at striker.
Nope.
And he's going to score 2 goals.
He'll get
That's
a goal.
all he does.
I think the front 3 would be Mahrez, Phil Foden, false 9, and Raheem Sterling.
Yeah, Sterling will definitely
Out to the
be in
side.
there. I don't know why they're
I would
showing
agree.
him not in there.
I would absolutely agree. To that point, though, I feel like PSG were missing a key player as well. Maybe not as equivalent to Lewandowski in goal scoring, but Marquinhos only played 28 minutes of both ties, and he scored a goal in that first 28 minutes and then was removed. So as far as impactful players, Lewandowski, Marquinhos, I'd say those kind of even out. You only had 28 minutes of Marquinhos, and he scored a goal. And then as far as that next player, I think Goretzka also, he was another player that played very little and was injured. Yep. Verratti didn't even see the field. If you have Verratti in the game, that is a totally different story. I'm super excited to see his impact on this game. For some reason, he is like the Brazilians. As soon as you play that Champions League music, he is an elite player. He is just elite whenever it's Champions League time. But to your credit, Lewandowski didn't play. He's always due for a goal at least, maybe 2. So that could have been a totally different tie. But that was one of the strongest PSGs I've personally seen. Neymar, looked unstoppable at that center attacking mid position, picking the ball up from the midfield and just feeding Mbappe and then making runs off behind him. And then you got Di Maria. The dude is one of the slipperiest dribblers ever. He made Davies look like a child in that final. It was embarrassing. I think
slippery.
He was so slippery, man.
Slippery dribbler.
Yeah, he won't be able to slip past Zinchenko, though, the ultimate left back.
Bruh, hot take. Zinchenko gets his ankles broken by Di Maria. Hot take. I'm calling it. He is not going to be able to lock up Di Maria. That dude, he not only signed his new contract, he is motivated. He wants that final with PSG. They were within fingertips of it last year. You don't think this team's hungry? They got a brand new manager as well. I'm just going to say it. PSG winning both legs. Again, Connor and I, we're on the same page. Or Blair, we're on the same page.
Who do you have?
Man,
very passionate there.
I'll tell you what. Before I get into it, I'll give you a hot take on this one. Win or lose, no matter what happens, I think Pep's leaving City after this.
Oh.
What?
No.
Yes.
For where? Just leaving?
Yeah, new challenge. New, quote unquote.
International?
I don't know.
Bayern?
I don't know where it's going to be, but think about it. Because now, they're going to win EPL, right? So he's won EPL again. They just won this cup. And if he does get over the hump and does finally win Champions League with them, what else is left to do than go somewhere else? But at the same time, if he doesn't win it, they might be coming for his head because that's the one thing they want that he can't do.
They might just, he just won the EPL, though.
Exactly. That would be weird.
They did
Not
it,
saying they'd fire him.
They did it at Juve.
They would
with
be
Allegri.
They'd be looking. Eyes would be on him.
Here's the question you got to ask: can you do better than Pep? Can you fire him and find someone that'll do better right away?
They think probably so, but I don't think so.
Maybe Hans Flick, bring him in.
Maybe.
Nagelsmann.
Nagelsmann. Man, there's so many good managers up for.
He's gonna be going to Bayern.
Allegri.
Yeah.
You just mentioned Allegri.
Allegri's
out there. He's ready to roll.
Mourinho, dude. There's talks. Real quick, side tangent. There's talks. AC Milan are gonna fire Pioli and bring in Mourinho to finish the last 7 games out of the season. You've got to be fucking kidding me. I would hate that. That would totally derail everything. Oh my God, I love Mourinho, but not for 6 games.
You're bringing the special.
You need
one.
Mourinho. Wait, say that again.
I just said imagine the banter. It'd be incredible.
We don't need that. We've already got the Donnarumma drama. We've already got the Zlatan drama. We don't need more drama. We need less drama.
Less drama.
Stay away for now, please.
If he brings the ball boy with him, though, that's a good.
No,
I think
sorry.
about that.
Even the ball boy, I don't want that. Let's get back to this real quick.
Yes. I'm going PSG. I'm going PSG to move on. I think I'm kind of liking what Blair said there.
Mm-hmm.
I think this first matchup is going to decide who's going to move on. That second one, I believe, because these two coaches have seen each other so much and they know each other so much, it's going to be a tight one that next game. So that being said, if Verratti's back and Marquinhos is back, I like that a lot better than what City's doing, only because it's City and it's semi-final now. It's do or die. It's great what you're doing in EPL. This is a different team. This is not an EPL team right here. EPL coach, but not an EPL team.
We're now in the semifinals. I'm just remembering in a previous episode, we all predicted that Pep would overthink the semifinal. And we're here.
Yeah.
And the fact that he now has a full squad.
He's got a full squad. He's totally going to That's exactly what y'all said. He's going to overthink this lineup.
Yep.
Watch him come out with a 1-9, 1-8-1, I think you guys said. Yeah?
But
1-8-1.
This is going to be the time where he overthinks it so much that he produces a work of genius.
Yeah.
Oh, it finally happened.
I like
the
that.
work of genius finally arrived.
It's going to hit this time.
All I can
that.
think of is the Bayern Munich, the team he had there, where he overthought it.
Yep.
And he failed to qualify for the finals. I love Pep. I've bought books from Pep, but if he just keeps it simple, he'll probably win.
Yeah.
But I can't see him keeping it simple. I don't think he can control himself.
I know.
He's going to – and Pochettino knows this.
He
knows
That's
Pep
what I'm saying.
too well.
Poach is like laid back, chill. He looks like that
dude.
dude.
Mbappe and Neymar. How do you feel? I would feel the most confident of all having those two players.
Poach is that guy that he runs a restaurant. He pops his head in once a week, 10 minutes. And he's like, "How's everything going?"
Yeah, it's good. All right,
sweet. And everybody's like, "Oh my God, he showed up." Pep, meanwhile, is like trying to micromanage like what's going in the fucking microwave and the dishes. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
Poach is like, I got to go with the cool guy,
Damn,
laid
that is
back
a
guy. It's not
great
nervous.
analogy right
He
there,
never
dude.
seems nervous.
Oh my god.
He never seems nervous.
Fantastic.
Pep's looking over there like biting his nails and shit. Like, you know, and it's stupid and it sounds childish, but it's like in the back of my mind, I'm like, God, he looks so nervous. It's fucking with me. And also in PSG,
shit.
man, my man back there, Navas.
Oh yeah. Wow. Can't forget about Navas.
That's my man right there.
Ederson is liable for mistakes.
Ederson's definitely
because
liable.
Pep loves to play out the back. He
Yep.
loves to use his keeper.
Yep. I would say guy to watch on PSG. We've thrown out all these sexy names: Mbappe, Neymar. Of course, we have Verratti, Marquinhos, Di Maria. But Navas, to me, is the most important player on that field. That's never going to get the credit unless they win or lose. Yeah, exactly. If they lose, then it's all going to be on Navas, right?
Yeah.
But the way he's kept them in games, the way he keeps his team in games, going back to his Real Madrid days, it gets overlooked. The man can make saves.
Yeah.
And he's not the Thibaut Courtois length either. The guy on the other side I think you should watch is Kyle Walker because that's a guy who's been there through thick and thin for him.
True.
Moved all around. Whenever he needs to fill positions because of injuries, he does it.
Roles. Yeah.
And he's been looking pretty hot recently, so I gotta keep my eye on him too, but I'm going to take PSG to move on in this one.
And gentlemen, y'all were going to say something. I could see you sitting on the edge of your seat. Go ahead. What are your hot takes? I feel it. Hot takes are coming.
First quick thing, where's Cancelo? He's not injured, right? There's no injury, so I'm surprised he's not in there.
Good question.
Damn, he would have a great match with Di Maria.
Pull up
That
today.
is a great point.
Yeah.
Did he play today? Let's see.
We've got the Manchester
Definitely better
City
than-
Tottenham game. Cancelo, man of the match against Tottenham.
There you go. So he's all right.
Dog, what a fucking call. Totally forgot about him.
Maybe get Zinchenko out of there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Zinchenko against Di Maria, not a good matchup. Di Maria's winning that one, 9 out of 10. Good fucking call there, Blair. Holy shit.
Absolutely.
I don't know if y'all been paying attention. Pep's been sliding Cancelo in as like a CDM when he plays.
Yeah.
It's the weirdest thing ever. That's a great.
Same with Marquinhos.
It's like a Marquinhos type, but he's on an outside back. He's like coming in as a CDM, and then they're splitting their center backs outside.
They have Mahrez in on this one. Oh yeah, Phil Foden played your striker today for Pep.
That's where he didn't score, but they won the game.
Right.
That is a strong front four. Sterling, De Bruyne, Mahrez in a 4-2-3-1.
That is their strongest
This
lineup.
is a strong. This is a scary. Oh my god.
You got triangles on either side.
We got to go to PSG's latest
Sexy.
lineup here. Hold on, fellas.
I think they
Also-
played there too. Go ahead.
Booty was saying it with Navas. I don't know why Blair would think to bet against Navas because Navas has never lost or been knocked out of a
Semi.
Yeah, no, it's a two-legged draw.
A two-legged
match.
Champions League draw. Navas has never lost.
He's only lost in one final.
Wow.
That's it.
But
Didn't know that.
I would say even this season with PSG, like if they have an average goalie and like whoever they used to have, Areola or whoever, like
Areolas.
Navas has like been keeping them in all these games.
Yep,
Like even
100%.
against Barcelona, like Barcelona was about to come back, except Navas was just denying Messi and them Dembele left and right.
Yep. That
Like,
man. I was.
Bayern, he's just making save after save, and it's just he can't have a perfect game every time.
Yep.
Even though he used to for Real Madrid, but
No,
Yeah.
see, with
This is the
Real, he
game
would
he
let in
splits up.
goals. With Real, they never really kept clean sheets at Real. They just scored
They
more
scored
than
some
the
of
other
it.
team. He would keep them with like 1 or 2 goals, but he never really kept clean sheets. I mean, if you think back to Liverpool, it was 3-1.
Yep.
If you think back to Juve, Mandzukic had a bike. There wasn't
Yep.
a clean sheet. It was another 3-1.
Yeah, it was 2017.
As long as he can keep them in the game with like 1 goal,
Yep.
you got Mbappe and Neymar. He's like, just put goals on the board, man.
Yeah.
I got everything. I'll get you some saves.
That man has never eaten an edible. I'll tell you that. His reflexes are 100%. 100%.
Looking over at PSG during it looks like they had a midweek game. Let's see. This was
Nets.
yesterday. Verratti, man of the match. I'm looking, he had 14 tackles and 4 interceptions.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, and they're playing a pretty trash team, Mets, which means that the other team's got to have the ball.
Right.
That means every time they've had 14 possessions, they had the ball, he had a tackle, and then 4 other
Got the
times
ball
he
back.
had an interception.
Yep.
I mean, what more can you ask? 96 passes with a 90% possession success rate. I'm sorry, with a 90% pass accuracy rate.
Yep.
Didn't even score a goal and assist and got a 9.4 as a overall rating.
How you do that?
Verratti is going to be the X factor for me tomorrow.
Yep.
Or, I'm sorry, Wednesday. But
which is a guy they've been missing, and they missed him last year.
They missed him in the final.
Missed him in the final.
Fuck.
It's a guy we always bring up because
Yeah.
we're big Italy fans here. But and for Italy, he's
essential,
phenomenal.
Yeah,
like it's hands down. He's fucking. He has like no size to him.
No,
he's just a little short dude. Gets it done. Ball at his feet. The ball's constantly glued to his feet.
Those type
that's
of
the thing.
Those
him,
to add on what you're saying, the ball glued to his
Yep.
feet. Those type of players
Cannot take
do
away.
so well under pressure in
Yep.
possession.
Yep.
You know, you look at those Xavi, those Iniesta type of players. I'm going to shout one out on Milan, Benacer. Short little Algerian, very difficult to get the ball of his foot. His center of balance is so low. His ability to pivot and accelerate in different directions is incredible. That's what PSG were missing against Bayern.
Absolutely.
In the final was when Bayern pressed.
Yep.
They had no one in the midfield that could handle the possession, handle the pressure, and create a chance going forward. There was no one that could do that. Paredes was struggling. I don't remember if Gay was in, but he doesn't really struggle. He struggles really well with pressure on him.
Mm-hmm.
Verratti is one of these players under pressure. It's just he's so calm and collected on the ball. It's really
definitely different.
Yeah, it's
Definitely
so different. And you know, not Marquinhos, Pochettino. You know, Pochettino is gonna use that like we saw on this weekend. I mean, he was the man of the match. He had 80-something passes. He had 14 tackles, 4 interceptions. Look for Verratti to be a massive piece for Neymar and Mbappe having chances.
And I like how you brought up the final too, because of the final last year, like you said, you can't. Bayern City is another team.
Yeah.
That you can't let them dictate to you what they're going to do.
Exactly.
And if you don't have that person in the midfield, like you said, that can cause a havoc, they're going to do whatever in the fuck they want to do all game long. But go ahead.
One more point I'm just realizing. We saw Rodrigo, Diaz, and Stones completely shut down Haaland, right? Do you think these three are capable of doing that with Neymar, Mbappe, and Di Maria? I'll go around the room. Gentlemen, Connor, Blair.
I think they can shut down Neymar and Di Maria. I think Mbappe will get one. I think he'll get one, but I think I have faith City will put in a few goals of their own.
Fair enough.
Am I the only one that's trying to figure out when Rodri went from Rodri to Rodrigo?
I mean, I have a Rodri jersey, so I'm right there with you.
They ran out of letters on the jersey. You know?
Sorry, man, we forgot the G and the O in the
Today
locker.
you're Rodrigo.
But what do you think, though, Blair? What do you think about this back line against the PSG front three?
Diaz is potentially the best player in the Premier League right now, like on the season, not talent-wise, but just the impact that he's had. Because they were struggling a little bit with the defensive, a lot of defensive mistakes. Stones has come into form as well. I think they definitely have the potential to. It just all depends on. We saw it against Bayern Munich. There was so many moments where Mbappe was just like an inch offsides.
Yeah.
But he was going to be in. And even he did get in a couple times as well.
Right.
So it's just like, that's something you can't stop. You can maybe get lucky tackling a guy, but if he's just faster than you outright, there's nothing you can really do there. And Mbappe up top, I just feel like PSG's strategy is get it to Neymar and then have Neymar get it to Mbappe and then score a goal.
See, when Pep has 6 at the back, he won't be able to run through those channels.
I think Pep will just say, get it to Messi Jr. and let him do whatever he's got to do.
Messi Jr. being Phil Foden.
Correct.
Okay, I was just making sure. The listeners might not know that. I think I had to take a guess there.
I thought you were talking Jesse Lingard for a minute. Jesse Messi.
Oh man.
He's Messi Senior.
Yeah,
Messi
please
Senior.
don't compare him to Messi. Don't ever do that again, Booty.
way higher.
We just lost viewers right there.
Yeah.
We literally just lost viewers right there. Trying to compare Jesse.
Messi dreams of being Jesse Lingard someday.
That's right.
Oh man, this is probably one of the most exciting matchups.
Yeah, this is fun.
I don't know who else I can compare this matchup to. The number of high caliber players on the field. PSG really don't even have a lot, but they've just got Neymar and Mbappe.
It feels like an old Real. Remember when Real would always end up playing Bayern?
Yes.
Like it would either be like quarterfinals, semifinals for
Right,
years in a row. It
Yeah.
keep happening. It kind of feels like that. Tons of big names. Goals are getting scored.
Yes. I'm going to be upset if it's a clean sheet. If we got a 0-0, I'm going to be really fucking upset.
Yeah, straight chess match.
Yeah.
It won't be 0.
Would we agree that this probably should have been the final?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
I think so.
Do we think that whoever wins this wins
Yes.
the final?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't think Real Madrid have the strength. I don't think they have the strength to.
I fear Real Madrid too much in the Champions League.
Oh, you know what? That's a good point. They've been there. They've done it.
Just because we said it
Just-
we said it last round too. We're like, man, Liverpool playing Real Madrid. It feels like neither of these teams should be knocked out this early. Like it's just Real Madrid. They're a team that's just they're always there. It's always there. It feels weird if they're not there. As much as they annoy me, but
When Kroos, Modric, and Casemiro like get on a pitch and it's the Champions League, like they just know what to do and they get it done.
yeah.
Like there's no other questions about it.
Yep. Sometimes it's sexy, sometimes it isn't. Sometimes Benzema decides he wants to fucking play too. It's weird. Like they'll go,
I don't even know. I really don't want Chelsea in the final. I don't think they deserved it, to be honest. Watch them get there. Now that I've said this, now that I've talked so much trash, Matt, I'm sorry.
then Chelsea will beat either of these teams.
I personally would love to see PSG Real Madrid in the final. That would be my dream final.
Be a fun one.
Just because Vinicius and Neymar, I feel like those are the two names for Brazil that are really going to stick out. Then you've got the midfield three for Real Madrid. That is just such it's just a classic midfield now. They're now in the same page. They're now in the same spot of history as far as Xavi, Iniesta, and Busquets.
Yeah.
Yes,
it's just.
I'm glad you said that. Because we've been saying that same thing.
It's incredible to what they've done. They don't get enough credit. And I feel like once they leave, we're going to be like, damn, that was a really good midfield. That was a really good midfield. And they're three different nationalities, too, which I love. Spain, you had Xavi, Iniesta, Busquets. They're all Spanish. With Real Madrid, you've got Brazil, Croatia, Germany.
It's a weird little group, isn't it?
Right.
I was talking about last week about how like Bayern must be like, we should not have let Kroos go.
Right.
Like they didn't want to pay him, and like then he's like, all right, I'll just become the starting midfielder of like the best Champions League team for the next like 7 years. Whatever.
Yeah.
Score some World Cup winners.
And like they could have had a nice German engine in the middle of their midfield for like the last 7 years.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or probably more now.
Kroos and Kimmich in the midfield would have.
Nasty.
We're gonna hopefully
be
we see it in this summer with the Euros, but that would have been Bayern would have been set for like 10 years, 2014 to 2024. They would have been set, man.
See you later.
I think that's when that transfer happened. It was right after that 2014 World Cup.
Around that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. You need a new challenge.
Kroos.
A new challenge.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would be a glitzy, glamoury final, wouldn't it?
Oh, it'd be lovely.
PSG, Real.
Real Madrid.
So it'll probably be PSG, Chelsea. Yeah.
Please don't
Manchester,
fucking
Chelsea.
put that out there.
Yeah, don't give us an all English final.
That's
Jesus.
the one thing I don't want. That's
Last
the one
time
thing
was so
I
horrible.
don't want. Please,
Like,
God,
I want
no.
an all English final.
You want an all English final?
I just think that'd be kind of sick.
We just saw it. It was a
Just-
snooze fest. Liverpool, Tottenham. That was such a snooze fest.
No, but this would be entirely different. Chelsea versus Man City, like I feel like there would just be so much drama.
Did we see this
There-
last
there would
weekend?
be. Let me ask you something. Do you know who beat who this year when they played? Or are you? Or we're gonna pull it up if not. Do you know?
I don't know, but
Let's see. We're gonna try and find
They
out.
just played like 3 weeks ago. Chelsea, Man
Yeah.
City.
I think they've already played both their games.
Chelsea
too,
won the first
so
one.
They've played twice.
Let's see. And Man City won the other one, but I think that was pre-Tuchel.
And see, Chelsea is a team that's actually beat them, though.
Oh, woof. Don't want it. Please.
Oh, yeah, Chelsea beat them 1-0.
Please, God, no English final.
That was, what was the date on that one?
This was the 17th of April.
Yep.
That's an FA Cup game, though.
You're right, but still, it's a matchup. Yep. I mean, do you want to see the lineups?
They were playing their best players.
I bet Pep had a weird lineup that game. I bet he
would have a weird one in the final.
That's not a weird.
Look at that.
That's not weird. He's got Jesus in. He's a striker.
Why is Ferran Torres playing? Fernandinho? Where's that's their BG.
Yeah, Fernandinho. That's a little weird.
Yeah. Zach Steffen's in. Big fan of his.
Wow, I didn't even see that.
Yeah, that's true.
Damn.
The man should go ahead and take over the.
I mean, hey, it was only 1-0.
Yep.
So Pep did all right.
Yeah,
that's a Chelsea. Look, that's a Chelsea game right there. Look, 5 shots on goal.
That is a Chelsea game.
5 shots on goal. They won 1-0.
This Chelsea team under Tuchel, we've said very comparable to Atletico Madrid teams of late.
Oh,
yeah.
I can feel that
because they'll grind out those 1-0 dubs.
Damn, that is a really good point. Yeah, when did they score that game? That goal? That was a 55-minute goal against Man City, and they just held in there for the next.
Just lock it down.
Sheesh. I wish I could do that.
A take that I have had this season is that going back to what I was saying, and we kind of agreed where Chelsea don't necessarily have an identity yet. I was saying that the Premier League is not the competition for them this season. But I do think that they can kind of catch lightning in a bottle for a game or two, and with the talent they have. I mean, I would say that PSG and Man City definitely are the most talented, but on paper, you don't really know who to start when it comes to Chelsea's attacking options. We like Pulisic, obviously, but his injury issues, I know Booty's been on him about having all those injuries and kind of not being able to stay consistent. But, Ziyech, he was nice to watch at Ajax. He hasn't really come into his own just yet. But
it's true, very true.
That was my most important signing for me. I've thrown that around a few times. Everybody was stuck on Timo, because they signed him, Ziyech, Havertz, and everybody was stuck on Havertz and Timo. Meanwhile, you got Ziyech over here who can play multiple positions in the midfield. He can be a winger. He can drop back in defense. Ajax guy, I love the Ajax guys too. By the way. They're just fucking their prime. They're ready when they're 5 years old. They're fucking ready. And I didn't mean to cut you off either, but go ahead. I'm sorry, but yeah, Ziyech, I agree 110%. That's a guy that they could just pull off the bench right now. That's scary.
Well, yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. Do you think he should be on the bench, or do you think he should be starting over Mason Mount or Pulisic or Havertz, any of them?
Over Mount for sure.
Over Mount for me. Yeah.
Yep.
Ooh, but I was a big Mount hater for a while.
Same.
But the last few months, I've kind of came around on Mason Mount.
I need to watch him. When I've watched him, he's just disappeared, and I'm like,
there has to be a reason every manager picks him for every game, every time. Like he never is on the bench; he's always starting.
True.
Whether it's England or Chelsea, like Lampard started him, Tuchel starts him. Like why?
And see, Lampard started him a bunch. I think maybe you mentioned this before, but he was with Lampard at Derby County.
Yes.
So he kind of had that little bias, but it kind of worked out for him a lot of times when he did start him. But like Ocho said, it's like one of those things, like the few times you do watch him, he doesn't do well, so it's like in the back of your mind. That's how João Cancelo was for me, being a Juventus fan. Man, all I could ever think of is the times he would just royally fuck shit up. And, of course, he goes to City, and he's like the best fucking back in the Premier League now. It's crazy,
Yeah,
like, the first game I saw this man play, like within 10 minutes, he gave up a PK, and I was like, "Oh God, who the fuck is this guy?" And look at him now. Just goes to show you what change of scenery can do, I guess. But
change of coaching, yeah.
But yeah, no, I get where you're coming from. Like, in the back of your mind, like he's a good player, obviously.
Yeah, he's made it.
Like Blair was saying, there's a reason he keeps coming out. He keeps hitting that starting lineup, but it's just like in the back of your mind. It's like, God, every time I see this dude play,
Well, for me, it's just like Haaland. Haaland, great player. He's been there. But for me, my biggest knock on Haaland is when the big game comes around, can he contribute as a striker? And we saw it last leg. I think all he did was an assist. We saw, was it Diaz chase him down and just prevent a goal. He had a breakaway, and Diaz caught him. Or at least slowed him down and allowed Ederson to come out and make a good save. But these are the games where you're either a good player or you're a professional. Yeah. You know, you're either elite or I made it to the pros. Yeah. For me, if Mount can get on the score sheet, I'll call him elite. That's what I've been saying about Haaland. Haaland should have seen every game during this Champions League as a way to increase his wages at his next club.
Yep.
If he would have scored a hat trick, Man City would have signed him this summer. Guaranteed. Guaranteed they would have signed him.
You know it.
That's how it happens. Ferguson signed Ronaldo right after he played for Sporting against Man U. Yep. These are the games that get you onto that next level.
Yep.
And it Mount's at Chelsea, you know, he's reached the top level, but this is the game for me. If Mount's going to be considered an elite player, he's got to step up. He can't be invisible. And you know, I'm going to continue on my soapbox with Mount. That's how I feel about him. Step up, man.
It is a funny thing to think about because I feel like we can agree that English players get hyped up probably too much.
Too much.
And I think it's almost not even Mount's fault that you guys are like, I don't want to hype him up enough. He's just a regular old English player that just gets hyped up too much, and I think he might be a little better than that. I think that's kind of what I've started to think about it.
It kind of reminds me of Jesse Lingard in that he was hyped up for so long, and then he's like 20. Everyone's like, oh, give him some slack. He's young. It's like, you're not 27, 28. Now, granted, change of scenery, like you were saying, Booty, made a big difference.
Sometimes you need it.
But
you see in baseball, too, a lot, too. You're like, this pitcher's fucking junk. He's done. You get this little, like, mid-season trade. He goes to the Yankees, and you can go ahead and fucking bump his fucking value up by 10, you know? It's like that. I hate to throw, like, an American reference out there, but change of scenery is like everything, dude.
Yeah.
If you're playing for fucking Detroit, you want to go kill yourself every day, you know? You know what I'm saying? Like, then you get to play for Miami. You're like, fucking right, dude. I like these clubs. I like these ladies.
I like the weather.
Beach. Like, it's not depressing as fuck when I go home. Kind of like playing for Manchester.
We'll certainly see about Mount. I mean, I love seeing a player emerge. I love being proven wrong about players. But, again, like, it's just, this is the game, man. Semi-final. This is your chance.
This is it.
This is your chance. Step up, please. Prove me wrong.
Do it, Mason.
I'm about to be talked into taking Chelsea over Real Madrid now. Great.
No way, man. No way.
Did I do that?
I think he's taking home a free kick now.
Yeah, no. If Mount gets on the scoreboard, it will be a free kick. I agree with you 100%. He can hit a free kicker.
It's going to be hard to root against Christian Pulisic especially if he's playing.
Yeah, that's
like,
true.
You always want him to be successful in whatever he's doing.
Right.
So I'm definitely not going to be upset if he gets a goal or two. And I picked Real Madrid, but
dude, imagine
I'd like to have Pulisic lift the trophy.
That would be
awesome.
That's
exactly. Imagine Pulisic being in the Champions League final. That would be the first American to ever do that. I don't think there's ever been an American in Champions League final.
Well, we got 2 chances for it to happen.
Yeah, we got Zach Steffen.
We got Steffen.
Pulisic.
We got Steffen too.
Fuck.
Yep. So
I dig it. I dig it. Imagine Ederson gets injured. Zach Steffen
break
starts.
your fucking arm, Mindy.
Oh, don't put that
Ederson.
Sorry.
Well, when it's the Chelsea Man City final and Pulisic scores the goal past Zach Steffen,
there you go.
That's gonna be sick.
Damn, that
for
was
your all English final right there, Blair.
It's gonna be an all American final.
Yeah, baby. That's right.
Oh, I love that. All right. Have we said all we need to say? I mean, we could probably go on, but
I think so.
Yeah.
I think we've covered.
I think we've covered everything here. That'll be the Champions League semifinal. Again, that is Tuesday, the 27th of April, and Wednesday, the 28th of April. But we didn't just come here to talk about Champions League. There's some other things to talk about.
Money.
There's a league above the Champions League.
That's right.
Above the Champions League. That is Super League, ladies and gentlemen. We are talking about. There is some news to break down really quickly. The Super League has kind of folded. I got to give credit to all of the English fans around the world who stepped up and protested and really forced these English clubs to cave and back out on their contracts. Chelsea, as much as I've been dogging you, I got to give credit to the fans. Love the fans. Peter Cech had to be called into the streets to calm him down, to let him open up so the bus could go through. Love seeing the passion right there. I mean, that's enough for me to be like, I like Chelsea fans. That's all I needed to see. It was magical. What are y'all's thoughts on this?
That was an all-time moment for sure. Seeing those Petr Cech pictures, it was a cool visual.
Him just getting yelled at by fans. Chelsea not normally known for the high quality individuals of their fan base. So good to see some good PR coming in.
Kind of like ants. Collectively, they're really good, but one by themselves is like, yeah, whoa, fucking chill out, dude.
There's that one guy that's racist. Said some
they have a couple of rent boys mixed in there.
A couple of rent boys.
But so this league is not going to be going through. The only teams I believe that are left in the Super League are Real Madrid and Barcelona. All of the Italian leagues have pulled out. Maybe Juve. I think you said Juve is still in there.
I think Juve is definitely still in there. I think because I heard the UEFA president say when he was talking about some punishments, maybe he was talking about he's like there was 3 waves. It was the 6 English clubs pulled out, and then Atletico, Inter, and AC Milan pulled out kind of after those clubs, and I think those last 3 are still staying in, or they haven't officially said we're pulling out.
Yep, and that's the same thing I was hearing too. Him talking about handing down punishments. For the 3 tiers, like you said, there's the teams that realized what they did, made the mistake, pulled out, and then there was the teams that pulled out later, and he said then there was 3, according to him, that deserved the biggest punishment because they still think this exists. Or he said something like that. So, I can't remember the exact terminology he used, but yeah, I'm on the same page with you there, Blair. So
the one thing that I'm really hung up on is people around the league going, I didn't know this was going to happen. This is all.
Yeah, come on.
This has been 3 years in the making.
Yeah, I've talked about this forever.
You really expect me to believe this was kept a secret between everyone in the management for 3 years? We've actually seen leaks that this was going to happen for years.
Yeah. You got to make fun of FIFA a little bit on that because, of course, their hands aren't clean either, obviously, with all the stupid shit they do. But also it's like, really? You're going to pretend like you're some sort of like victim here at this point? Because, come on, they've been talking about this for years, and everybody's contracts were up, and now we're having this conversation at the table. How are we going to divvy up all these revenue shares? How could you not ask, hey, what else is going on? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's got to be in the back of your mind. We're starting to talk about brand new revenue share splits. How could that not come up at that table? I mean, maybe it did, and maybe there was lies. We don't know, but
this is the thing is like we've seen it crumble right here on a Sunday, gone on a Tuesday, but
yeah,
I don't think this is the last we will see of the Super League.
No, yeah, certainly
They've been working on it for 3 years. They had the money in their hands. $3.5 billion was in their hands.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the reaction from the fans, from FIFA, and from UEFA told them, hey, go back to the drawing board, redo this. You need more compromises. You can't just pull out all these teams.
Yep.
And I think what it's going to lead to is a globalized league where you have teams from all over the world joining together to play for your Super League title. The fact that JP Morgan is an American company leads me to believe some of these games will be played in America. Could you imagine what kind of revenue you could generate? My favorite photo ever was a Man U Real Madrid friendly in America that brought in like 180,000 fans to the stadium or something stupid like that. That was a friendly. Imagine a Super League where this is actually a game that has significance.
I think it was at like Michigan Stadium too.
Yeah, it was at
the Big House
football stadium.
The Big House,
for sure. I don't know if 180 is right. It could be.
No, yeah, Big House can hold like over 100,000.
Yeah, 125.
There
I
you
think
go.
It was around.
Right. Yeah, and I mean it's just like that's silly. They're gonna do the same thing. They're gonna go find the biggest stadium they could possibly find. This is gonna be a game that actually has significance. You're gonna see the biggest players in the world on American soil. That's how I see this going. I don't see this disappearing. I don't see the Florentino Perez. I don't see him just kind of like disappearing into the shadows. He's still been very vocal about how he believes this is going to continue. It's not going to happen right now, but maybe in the future. Maybe after the World Cup in 2024, maybe that's when we could see it resurface, because there's a lot of tournaments that have to happen until that tournament. We still got the Euros this summer. We've got Olympics this summer. We're going to have Gold Cup this summer. There's a lot of tournaments that are going on, so a Super League might disrupt a lot of the qualifiers for this upcoming World Cup.
Yep.
It could really disrupt a lot of the schedule. So
this is where it was really selfish on their part, because two things need to happen with this. It's like the wrinkles you need to iron out of the shirt, right? Like the number one wrinkle was you had so many question marks, but you didn't care. Like you just kept rolling with it. Like, how is this going to work with this, and how is it? So you can tell they didn't really go in depth. They didn't go in depth thinking about every which angle this would affect everybody else. They didn't care. They just kept rolling.
It was impulsive.
And then number two, the timing has to be right on this.
Yeah.
The timing was right for them and those three clubs that we just spoke of, because they're fucking AKA broke, which to their standards, sure, I'll give you that. You're hurting a little bit. So that was the whole reasoning behind this, and especially your boy at Real Madrid. He wanted to do all this shit so he can finance the Mbappe deal. You already know that.
Yep.
So, I mean, they only thought of their own tunnel vision all the way through on this. The timing's got to be correct. Like you said, maybe it could be after a World Cup. It wasn't – the timing wasn't right for everybody else. It was all right for three people in the long run. So if they can get away from the selfishness of it and really sit and think, how would this benefit everybody else? And then I benefit as well. I think that's what was missing. So
yeah, the domino effect.
Right.
What's going to happen to the Champions League now?
That was never thought of.
They didn't even think about it.
No, they didn't care.
They had no. So the Champions League, in my mind, will turn into like the Europa League.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're going to have your Valencia, Sevilla, Napoli, Roma kind of teams. Maybe your Wolverhampton Wanderers.
The teams that have money but can't really.
Leicester could probably be a contender now for the Champions League.
Yep.
Yep. There's so many questions I have. Another one is, what determines a team being placed in the Super League? Because the talk was 12 teams had signed the contract, but they were looking for 15 founding team to be the founders of this. So who were the next three? You know, we could speculate. You got Dortmund.
Yeah, you got to get German clubs in there.
Who else?
Yep.
Bayern, PSG?
I think it was like Dortmund, Bayern, PSG were like the other three that like got offers to join.
Right. Yes. And they all three of them turned them down.
Yeah.
And I would imagine Bayern and Dortmund both looked at their management and said, fuck, we've got that 50+1. If we even consider this deal, we've got to tell all of the fans.
Yeah.
Because that whole German system of 50+1, you can't make a deal like this without talking to the 50+1.
50+1.
You have to incorporate them in this talk. And I'm sure they're like, we're just going to stay out of this and not even consider it a thought at all. So you guys take that back, and I think that played well for them. They looked like heroes, and now everyone else is starting to look at that 50+1 system as something like, hey, this might keep us from having – you can imagine some of these teams in the Super League had their nuts being just squeezed by Perez, not to give you that graphic image, but they were put into this really – this powerful owner put them in a position that they were forced to. Atletico Madrid, do you think they really had a say-so?
No.
It was like, no, do this or else kind of thing.
Or else you're gonna be left in the dust like you usually are by us two teams. You know.
Right. So I think that German 50+1 really other clubs are starting to look at that and say, maybe if we move to that type of system, we won't get bullied by a Perez or a Agnelli or a Glazer.
Yep.
Because the fans, go ahead. Sorry.
Well, I was just going to say, when them getting bullied by Perez pretty much means that they're just making more money, even if they don't really want to. It was interesting to see because there's a lot of winners and a lot of losers of the Super League. It was very strange because you mentioned this, Ocho, where we've heard rumors that there's going to be news where a Super League is coming about. But really, when it came down to it, you would have thought that maybe one of the clubs, one of the owners would have said, oh, hey, we got good news coming up in the next couple weeks or so. But really, there was no news ever mentioned about it until, oh, look, here's a Super League that we all agreed on. We all signed our contracts.
Very good point.
It was interesting also because the owners were silent for a few days, and they really kind of screwed the players, and they made the players kind of give their takes on it. And it almost hurt them, too, because the players are saying, this wasn't our decision. We had nothing to do with it. But to be honest, we're not really a huge fan of it. We might have to play because that's just our contracts, but it's not something that we, are happy about. But then it was interesting to see John Henry come out, Liverpool owner. He was like, we messed up, sorry. And then seeing Ed Woodward step down or get fired, who knows what happened there. The fans, this was awesome because I think what's going to happen, though, it was such a huge moral victory for the fans, just everyone coming together because everyone has their own clubs, everyone obviously, but when this was the one thing where it was like, we are not happy about this, no matter what team you support. If you're a fan of a club in the Super League or a fan of a club not in the Super League, we agree that this is a bad idea. And the problem that I think is going to happen, because Fiorentino Perez, he was like, I don't think these people know what a binding contract actually means. I don't really know what it means either. But I don't think it's going to be good news for the Super League totally disappearing. So I think what's going to happen is we're going to see a Super League in a few years, but it's going to be one of those things where the fans are like, I'm not happy about this. And then the owner's going to be like, we're not happy about this either, but I guess we're going to have to watch Real Madrid versus Manchester United. We're not going to be happy about it, but everyone's going to watch it. We're going to play our best lineups. And then just after a couple seasons, then it's going to be the Super League. And we're going to be like, crap, we didn't want this to happen. And honestly, this is a crazy moment in like history, whereas, everyone's always saying it's a game made by the poor. And then now it's being taken by the rich. And I guess if you use that analogy for right now, it was really awesome to see the fans actually make an impact about the owners. Because they don't have to listen to the fans, but they decided to do that because it was such a impactful thing. The last thing is that Klopp was kind of annoying because Klopp was like, hey, why are you guys mad at us? We didn't decide that. It was like, we're not mad at you, Klopp, but we have to make our point shown. And, the owners aren't out here, taking the heat for it. So that was another thing that I thought was interesting. Wasn't a huge fan of Klopp's reaction.
I like what you said there.
I feel like...
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, Klopp said what I feel like he said as much as he could without like getting in trouble with his upper bosses.
No.
And also for like the Super League, where I see it going in, like, I think one of the biggest issues for the fans was that the 15 clubs that founded it just get
12.
Well, the 15 that were supposed to found it just get permanent status in the Super League. Like, there's no qualification for it. I feel like that was like the biggest point where like the fans were like, oh, so there's no competitive nature to it. Just Spurs, who have done nothing, like get guaranteed into there forever. Like Arsenal's in there forever.
Right.
Like, that just doesn't... I feel like if that wasn't a part of it, like, would the backlash have been as bad? But like, maybe that's why the club signed on.
That's also the factor. When I was telling some of my friends that aren't necessarily European soccer fans, I'm like, the whole basis of why I think European soccer might be better is that from like other sports, the way that the competition is modeled, is because they have the promotion relegation, and some of them didn't really grasp that, but it's just like something that you have to experience and really be knowledgeable about to understand.
That's very true.
It's just tough.
One of the things that this kind of reminds me of is, if you look at, like you were saying, there's no reward for qualifying. You're just in it. If you look at the latest structure of the Champions League, it almost doesn't reward you for your current season. There's an example. If the Wolverhampton Wanderers finish in 5th place and Manchester United finish in 6th, Man U goes to the Champions League because of their Uefa Coefficient. And I've been meaning to do an episode about this. I don't know if y'all are familiar about the Uefa Coefficient, but this number is created by the number of wins and losses you've had in European play over the last 5 years. So a team like Wolverhampton Wanderers or West Ham have not had any competitions in European play. Maybe a few in Europa.
Played less games.
They've played less games, but Man U have got the money to at least buy the players to keep them in Europa.
Yep.
You know, that I'm not going to say that's all coaching. They've just bought world-class players that can score goals in random games that allow them to stay in the top 6. Not to say that Man U hasn't been a good team, but that right there is an example of how you're not earning that spot in Champions League. We're going to see this into the future where a 6th place team goes to the Champions League over a 5th place team just because of their past in the Europa, which I think is bullshit. And that's very similar to the Super League. You're just going to be in it for forever? What's the point of even playing?
For nothing.
You're playing, but it's the money at the end of the day.
That was what I was going to say.
Signing up. Go ahead.
Because my thing is, there's no punishment either. There's no punishment. So
for losing.
Right.
Yeah.
So that speaks volumes to me more than the winning because, okay, so let's say like you have a bad summer transfer window wise. You don't fill the holes you needed. Like let's say you're Tottenham, since they're the one we've been picking on, right? Let's say you go through the summer, you don't get the signings you need, you don't find the guys that you need, and there's a couple holes that are super obvious, and you're getting your ass kicked in domestic league. Well, by like November, maybe even December, you realize like, well, this is lost. So we'll just kind of experiment with our fucking lineup for EPL. But hey, we'll go all out for the Super League. No repercussions either way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
you're getting that money. You're getting the money regardless in the Super League.
Exactly.
And because you can't get knocked out or you don't have to qualify.
And if we end up doing decently too in Super League, players might want to come.
Yeah.
We can turn it around.
And see, because you're now a founding member in the Super League, you're guaranteed the $350 million every season.
Exactly.
You can plan your transfer window for
around
the next
that.
fucking 10.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's so.
And if I'm always gonna be in it, I'll always keep getting it.
Yeah.
That's stupid.
God, this is gonna be a disaster.
Dumb.
It's gonna happen. It's just a matter of
yeah.
when. It's gonna happen.
Well, what I think there's a big chance of happening is that UEFA, like the Champions League, like they saw that like, oh, if people had like were on board with this Super League, we would have been driven out of business. Our revenue would have been cut into a fourth. So I think like UEFA is gonna try and like slowly turn the Champions League into a Super League, just so that they don't like miss out on a cut of the pie like once it happens, because like they see that it's gonna happen.
So how do you propose they do that? Because if JP Morgan is coming in with $3.5 billion, how do you compete with that as UEFA?
I mean,
UEFA just needs to get their own.
you get Deutsche Bank to like sponsor you and get $3.7 billion,
No,
and then
you need Deutsche Bank to get a cargo ship filled with cocaine, and then you guys are all.
See, and this is what JP Morgan can do. They can do the money and they can do the cocaine boat. You know, they've
Yeah.
And see,
big drug ship showed up on JP Morgan's books and slowly disappeared. No one talked about it.
Nobody does.
I think they should take
Only
your
we
idea.
do.
What's that?
I think UEFA should take exactly your idea of what you think the Super League is gonna be and jump on it before the Super League does.
Make it global.
Because then, how do you top that?
Yeah, you can't.
Can't.
The only thing you could top it with is money.
Right.
And see, this is the thing that I think Florentino Perez is keeping quiet about, is that he's specifically getting this money from JP Morgan because he sees the American market
Yep.
as a market that needs, it's like dying for something competitive. The MLS is not filling the need of Americans right now. He's seeing a lot of Americans watch Champions League going, oh, if I could only get into that market.
You know what else? He's watching NFL. He's watching how many
the
profits in the NFL.
Yeah,
because
Jesus.
what would this league have been if it went through? Another NFL. Think about it.
Oh,
NFL. There's no repercussions if you lose.
Yeah.
You always have a chance.
Yeah, you always
and
get that money.
There's just a big pool of money that just keeps coming in. I think that's what triggered them off to even start this.
That would be something to look into, is what are the TV deals for NFL teams?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, is this going to be on the same level as that?
Yep.
Because $3.5 billion, I mean, 10 years, that could change your club.
Yep.
$35 billion in a league?
And I mean, we've been bashing these teams a lot, but you got to give them that kind of credit because they were thinking of that. They were already thinking,
yeah,
hey, we're possibly hurting, you know. Obviously, 2020 didn't work out the way anybody wanted it to.
Right.
Going back to what we were saying, they all thought, "Oh, this is the opportunity to do it now," but they didn't think about anybody else.
No.
Go ahead, man.
It's awesome that they have the idea that Ocho was saying they want to get more American fans involved in the game, but it's like just spend money in different areas to get fans involved in what is happening already. It's such a hard learning curve, especially when I was starting out trying to follow European soccer. A reason why we started, this podcast was to try to help people understand all the differences.
Definitely.
Yep.
I was also thinking probably like 5 years from now, we'll have a Real Madrid versus Man United Super League game. At the same time, we'll have like a West Ham Athletic Bilbao Champions League, maybe like a knockout stage game. And the joke's going to be that everyone's going to be like, oh, yeah, I did not watch that Super League game. I just stick to Champions League, screw the Super League. And then when the ratings come out, it'll be like 90% of people actually watch the Super League. And it's just like, that's gonna be what ends up happening.
I'm not looking forward to that, but I am totally going to be in that fan group that you're
I
talking
probably
about.
would be in that boat as well. Yeah.
I'm going to boycott that Super League. Hey, Booty, you got that link for the Super League?
Let's watch some real shit. Fucking United's playing AC Milan right now. Shit.
I mean, if you give any team in the world, if you give them $100 million, right? The promise was $350 million.
Yeah.
If you give any team $100 million for 10 years, they're going to be an amazing club.
I'll do it.
They're going to be amazing. It's going to be insane. The player wages are going to increase.
Mm-hmm.
All the players are going to want to be playing for these teams because of the player wages, the competition they're playing at.
Yep.
I'm feeling like there's almost going to be even like a stipulation for Ballon d'Or. Like if you're not in the Super League, you can't qualify for the Ballon d'Or.
Good point. Like the individual awards, yeah.
Like this is going to have such a domino effect all the way down to the 5th league in the EPL.
Yep.
Because the TV rights is now going to be affected. The teams that happen to make it into Europe or happen to make it in the Champions League that 1 year that get those TV deals, what's going to happen now? The Champions League TV deal is not going to be as sweet.
Yep.
The Europa deal is definitely not going to be as sweet. The ticket sales. Imagine these teams that are right now playing against Man U.
Yeah.
Right? The fans get to see Man U come to their house and play. That stadium gets packed out, guaranteed. Those are incredible revenue sales.
Yep.
The trickle effect here. I'm sad. This makes me sad.
Yep. No, he's got to look. It's hitting him hard.
Let me go, Gilly. Let me go.
But man.
Yeah.
You guys have anything else on this matter?
Man, yeah, sorry.
I don't know.
He needs a breather.
Maybe the Super League could be fun.
Oh, it's gonna be hella
it could be a
fun,
great
but the trickle effect is gonna ruin soccer.
Yeah. Yep.
I know.
Let's
It
just
really
take
Could go either way.
What? How is this not gonna make the lower divisions in all the domestic leagues? How is this not going to affect them in a negative way? How does this affect them in a positive way is the better question.
It would affect them in a negative way, but those Super League matchups would be lit.
Yeah. I mean, that's the American in us talking, man. We don't have any dog in the fight.
Like we just want Champions League semi-final matches every week,
Every day.
every day.
Yeah.
That's it.
I would love it, to be
I
honest.
would love it too, but it just makes it so much sweeter.
We
when
would
it is
change
that
the format of
semi-final.
our podcast around the Super League.
Right.
I guarantee it. That would be because we're a Champions League podcast.
Right.
Well, we're forced to now go to the
Right.
Super League.
It would be mad funny if they play Super League games at like 4 a.m, just so it's prime time, American hours.
Wow.
That's when you know.
Man.
Dude, that
That's
could
true.
totally happen. Shit.
And then they'll really be saying "fuck you, fans"
Damn.
for real.
Yeah,
Then they
Perez
would
is
come
just
after
gonna be
Because who's
Americans.
coming out at 4 a.m.
They would come after Americans at that point. They'd be like,
Yep.
you're making us play our European games at 4 a.m. so that we can accommodate the primetime slot in America.
They would have to bring those games over here
That's the only way to
to
solve
fill
it.
out the stadium.
Yeah.
Ain't no way they're coming
Also,
out at 4 a.m.
Perez was saying that young fans don't want to watch the games anymore. It's not that. It's the fact that there's more things for young fans to watch. You have Twitch, YouTube, all that stuff. You're going to find the fans, and there's, like media has seen no one really watches cable anymore. but there's just you have to kind of realize that you're not gonna have as many fans in 1960 watching a game as 2020, when that's the only thing you had. You didn't have internet or anything like that. So that's just the natural progression. There's more things to grab your attention.
Yeah, I don't know where he pulled that out of his ass from.
I know
that,
where he
that
did.
was the most ignorant thing I've ever fucking heard.
The time slot. The
Yeah.
time slot in America, the games are at noon to 3.
Do you think
So
he's looking at that?
he's looking at those numbers out of America going, these numbers are really low. Right? And then, of course, he's probably looking at the age group.
Yep.
You know, what is this age group in America? It's probably a very low number because guess what? 16 to 24-year-olds are in school.
Yeah.
That's the way that works. From
Right.
noon to 3, they're still in school, so they
school.
can't watch Champions League.
You know what he failed to pull up was those statistics on how soccer has grown
Yeah.
from, I would say, I don't know, let's start at 1994
Yeah.
when the World Cup was here.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's full of shit.
Yeah, he's just so far out of touch.
Yeah.
That was one of my comments I had made to someone else in passing, you know. Him saying that people want to see a 70-minute match over a 90-minute match. There's not enough 16 to 14-year-olds watching the games. Like, dude, you are so far out of touch of reality right now. Like, it's hilarious. You know, especially all these ultimatums he's throwing out. Like, oh, there's a contract. It's binding. Like, shut up, dude. Shut the fuck up, man.
All right. It's like
God.
it's binding. I mean, you can go to court though. If you got enough money, you can get out any contract.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
And we don't even have the contracts. I'm sure there's something in there that allows these teams to back out.
There has to be.
If you don't get 15 teams, if you don't have 15 founding teams, we get to back out.
Right.
Because that's the whole thing. You need 15 founding teams. So if you only have 12 out of 15,
right.
Peace.
Again, another reason.
Let me know when you get it.
Another reason they weren't thinking of anyone but themselves. They had 11 and still said, "Fuck it, let's do it," and just tell everybody we're doing it. They had 12.
They had 12.
They had 12. Yeah.
Yeah, they had 12.
Yeah.
But still, yeah. You
So-
don't have 15 teams.
You still don't have your 15.
Does the contract revolve around the 15? Maybe. I don't know. I'm speculating. But he continued to say over and over and over, this is a 15 founding team league.
Yep.
Who are your other 3 teams? You going to go get fucking Sevilla? You going to go get Roma and Napoli? I mean, those would be great teams, but
Wolves.
Somebody would be willing to say yes to that money.
Somebody would. That mid-table team.
Yeah.
That Napoli. That Wolves. Yeah, Sassuolo.
I'm looking at all the Italian teams.
Yeah.
Fellas, I've been taking a lot of airtime. I'm venting here. Y'all hearing me vent. Y'all we'll pass it over to you guys to end us out here on Super League.
Yeah. Super League. Crazy.
If Man City can get out of their financial fair play punishment, they can get out of Super League contract. They have an army of players.
100%.
I like. Let's end on that right there. I like that.
Yep. Yeah. They'll figure it out. Rich people seem to figure it out. And these aren't even rich
Perez
people.
would have rigged that league more than he already rigs La Liga. So
right.
How much we're every year.
Right. And these aren't even like we keep saying rich. This is beyond rich. This is I wipe my ass with money, people.
Yeah.
This is beyond that. And unfortunately, the way the world works, those kind of people have no repercussions and they just kind of keep moving on and doing their own fucking thing. So yeah, good point. If they can get out of cheating once, they definitely can get out of something they didn't even cheat. So
yeah, Barcelona's like, we need to give Messi 150 million for next season, so we need Super League bad.
yeah, exactly.
Actually, that brings up a great point. I'm curious about y'all's opinion. Do you think Messi stays at Barcelona next over the summer? Do you think he goes? Do you think he stays?
Yeah, that is a very fantastic question. There's so many aspects that kind of go into that decision. Does Aguero go to Barcelona? Does Suarez go back to Barcelona? I think if Messi were to stay, he needs one of those players to come back to join him, or Aguero to come for the first time to Barcelona. But I think really he just needs one of his friends there. I think he's realized that Koeman is actually a good coach. I was surprised to see that. And I mean, they're fighting for a title spot, which I thought they might be fighting for top 4 this season. But I was definitely proved wrong. And I think he stays. I think especially with Booty's prediction of Man City getting rid of Pep, there's no chance he goes to Man City. And I only see Man City as being the club that he'd go to. Maybe PSG, but I doubt that. especially PSG not in Super League.
I think the Super League could impact that because if Barcelona, like it says Barcelona, Juve, and Real, like they could get kicked out of next season's Champions League, and I think Messi might leave if that's the case.
Yeah,
but I don't know. I want him personally to go. Like I want to see him go to Man City, tear up the Prem, do it on a cold Tuesday at Stoke in the FA Cup. Prove himself once and for all, but I think he will stay, but I want him to go.
I think he's going to PSG.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
He's going on a free transfer. All they need to do is pay his wages.
Easier league too.
Yeah. That's the $100 million question, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I hear you. Neymar is on the verge of re-signing his contract. Mbappe, they haven't really spoken about whether or not he'll sign, but
Mbappe will be the domino. He'll be the lead domino for everything.
If Mbappe signs, I don't think Messi goes. If they sell Mbappe,
yep,
I think they go after Messi, Ronaldo.
Yep, and he's gonna be a big.
Messi, Ronaldo.
I'm saying, dog, what better signing could you make when you sell Mbappe?
Yep.
They're gonna need someone to fill Mbappe's shoes. Why don't you go get the two goats?
Yep.
They're both on basically free transfers. Juve's like, please, someone take him, 25 mil, anything. We just don't want his contract on our team anymore.
Yep.
They're basically begging people to take him. 25 mil for Ronaldo? Somebody is going to pay that. Somebody will pay that. You know what I'm saying?
Manchester United is going to pay that.
Pogba swap.
Man City's going to get Messi, and it's going to be the greatest Prem season of all time.
That would be cool. I don't think either of them do well if they go to EPL. I think they turn into average players.
Bro.
Manchester United, like, all they're missing is a Ronaldo to just bang in goals.
Yeah.
And Man City, I don't know. Messi, I feel like he fits, like, the meta of that team. Like, they're just all short, quick passers.
Can be reunited with his son.
United's going to have a lot of cards to play.
To become the next GOAT. Yeah. And then Suarez heads back to Liverpool, and that's my dream season.
Wow.
That'd be sweet. That'd be pretty sweet.
I don't know, man. These guys are all old. The EPL is getting stronger and stronger by the day. You now have 8 elite teams. Leicester and Wolverhampton
Yep.
Fuck. Those are all good
Where's
teams.
Holland going?
Who?
That's the other question.
Holland?
Yeah, Holland needs to be playing Champions League, and Dortmund might not qualify for Champions League.
Real Madrid.
Yeah, so right now they're not qualifying.
Mbappe is going to get Mbappe or Holland will be at Real Madrid next season. That's my hot take.
Yeah.
It'll all depend on that Mbappe domino.
I think you're spot on there, dude.
It's going to depend because it's going to go like all these different directions. Because again, let's talk about United as well. They got a lot of cards to play. Pogba contract up, wants to go back to Juve.
Pogba Dybala.
Pogba Dybala. That's a nice little swap right there. Throw in Ronaldo too and some cash. Come on, let's do it.
I'd make that swap.
Right? Also, you also have to look at they're going to get Lingard back. This is a loan. We keep forgetting it's a loan.
I think West
that he's on.
Lingard's going to Real Madrid.
But still, they're going to have to get some serious money for him before he goes. They're talking
if
over
West
30
Ham
mil.
qualify for Champions League.
They're going to buy him.
Lingard stays.
Yep. And see, they also have Rice as well.
Declan.
Yeah. So there's a lot of cards to be played, but also going back to what you said with Messi. Okay, well, PSG's not going to buy him if Mbappe stays. They don't need him.
No.
So then that leaves City. City doesn't really need him either.
They don't need him.
So then who are you left with?
Bayern?
Messi staying at Barca?
Could he go to Bayern?
Go to Bayern, yeah, I guess. I don't know.
This is great. I'm here for it. I'm here for this transfer window. This is going to be one of the sickest transfer windows we've seen in a while.
Yep.
Definitely.
I'm excited.
But a lot of those teams are just holding their cards right now, I think, until they see what happens with that.
That's right.
With Mbappe, so.
Man, that's well said. It's the Mbappe domino.
Yeah. You'll see what happens from there.
Jeez.
Because then if then he goes, okay, cool. We'll go buy Messi. Okay, cool. Then Barcelona has an opening spot. Well, they'll go buy Aguero, right? Those talks have been kind of bubbling up a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Another thing to add on to your point, Blair, is that you were talking about if Messi gets a friend. Let's not forget about his friend Xavi, killing it over in the Middle East right now.
Oh man!
I don't think they fire Koeman, but imagine if Xavi gets the coaching job at Barcelona. I think Messi would stay.
Yeah.
I think that would keep Messi at Barcelona.
I thought you were going to say that Messi's going to go over to the Saudi Arabian Super League over there.
They could
Make
afford him.
$1 billion a year.
They
Yeah.
could afford him if they really wanted to. If he really wanted to, they could totally afford him.
Man.
Yeah. I think Mbappe, if he wins Champions League, he'll leave PSG. But I don't think he'll leave until he wins Champions League with PSG. Just being kind of like the French hometown club type of deal.
Wow.
That's
Yeah,
my
so-
take on it.
It's he's got the heart. He's the heart.
Yeah.
He's the heart of the team, yeah.
It's like a LeBron move. Give him a championship and then peace.
Yep. Yep.
Exactly. Yeah.
And gee, what's their sponsor? Jordan?
Jordan, jeez.
Oh. Shocking.
Oh man,
I see you, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
we're connecting the dots right now.
Exactly. Exactly. And think about it. Think about it too. Okay, again, on the Messi domino effect and Mbappe domino effect. Okay, so then let's say Messi goes to PSG. Another guy that Barca could look at, Holland.
Oh,
And then wouldn't
can't
that?
afford him.
Yeah, I was gonna say, wouldn't that be funny that they all of a sudden found the money for that? But I'm sure they probably could figure it out.
I feel
But-
like I remember reading Raiola say one of Holland's stipulations for him joining Barcelona was that Messi stayed.
That Messi stayed with him.
Stayed with Barcelona.
Mm.
I feel like I remember reading that. It was like wage, Champions League, Messi's got to be there.
Barca could move around Griezmann too. It's another one who just seems out of place, and that's a lot of money, and somebody's gonna pay a lot of money for him.
I think he had a sick
Very
goal
true.
today.
Oh yeah, today.
I saw someone tweeted out like Griezmann, take a bow.
Oh,
That was
okay.
actually Gunnar Mike. Now that I remember,
Maybe he's starting to feel comfortable. Maybe you don't move him. Maybe you move Messi instead.
Messi's got a free contract. It's just like Donnarumma. Like you got your hands tied.
yeah.
You either re-sign him or you let him go
You
for
just
free.
let him go. Yep. Well, it's weird. Which they're so bent on they don't have money. So
They don't.
let's see how much you don't have.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah. Do you not have enough to re-sign best player, one of the best players in the world, and your best player probably ever? Let's see how much you're telling the truth.
Seriously.
But you ready to wrap this thing up?
Yes.
Let's wrap it up. Let's wrap it up. Put it underneath the tree. Leave some milk and cookies out for Santa. Maybe some feet and some balls and some heads. Who knows? We can do it. We can do it all. Well, like we used to do about this time. Like we always do about this time. It is time to shout somebody out. Ocho wants to go first, it looks
got it.
like.
First shout out. I'm going to shout out to all the Brazilians out in Chalmette buying Nova Açaí. You guys have been working me like a dog, driving me all over the city, making deliveries. I appreciate you. Aparece para você. It's been beautiful speaking Portuguese with all the local Brazilians.
And
Obrigado.
just for you guys, by the way, Chalmette is one of those little areas. It's right outside of town. It's not far away, but it's far away enough
Yeah.
to where it's annoying.
Yes.
So
There's only two ways to get into Chalmette. One of them is you've almost got to go past it and come back.
the Chalmatians,
Yeah.
what we call them.
Oh man.
Chalmatian.
Obrigado para vocês.
Let's see who wants to go next. Gentlemen, or should I put you on the spot?
Me, I'm gonna shout out Gareth Bale
Yes. Why?
because he was very nice to Son when Son was
Okay.
hysterically crying after losing the Carabao Cup for Tottenham,
Yeah, good
and
for
he
Bill.
just said, "Just go to a different club. You'll never win a trophy here."
Ooh, Son at a different club?
Son to Madrid.
Woo.
There you go.
Woo.
Or do you think he said, try golf? It's great.
Yeah, try golf.
You lose a lot and it feels okay. You could have a great day and still lose in golf. Blair, what you
Get
got?
drunk.
I'll shout out my boy Florentino Perez. It might not have worked out this time, but keep trying. Don't give up on your dream. You'll get there someday.
Never give up on your dreams.
I can't with you, man. He said that whole thing with a straight face like it was dead serious. I love it, man. Oh, that's awesome.
He's about to sign Messi next. He's
Yeah,
dead serious.
Jesus,
Like,
man. That was
could do it.
appreciate that shout out.
That's the face you need to go sign Messi right now. Man, I'm gonna shout out to Chelsea fans. Shout out to them, man. I make fun of your team all the time. But way to change the world. Way to change history. Way to change football. So as a great move. It was one of the greatest things I've ever seen on a 420. That was very nice.
420, yeah.
That was very nice. Very classy. And the way you did it too. If that happened in America, there would have been 15 arrests. Someone would have gotten shot. There would have probably been some sort of issue as far with cops. It would have been a racist thing. It would have been literally check off the boxes of all the things that would have happened. They literally did this protest peacefully, which I think a lot of people nowadays need to actually take a look at and admire. When someone doesn't agree with you, it doesn't always have to be wrong. How about that? We'll leave it at that, because they literally just walked out, stood in front of a bus, and said, "We're just not moving." And I think that's a cool move.
Hear us.
Yeah.
We're going to move until someone comes out and hears our...
Just hear us. We don't need to take out guns. We don't need to do this. We don't need to do that. And it's a beautiful thing. And it's getting... Fortunately, that little part of humanity is getting stomped on, it's getting thrown out, and it's getting lost for our next generations coming through. And that is how you handle something when you're not being heard. You make yourself heard. That's it. That's it.
It's beautiful.
Yep. Violence is never... an answer, and violence is never it's never been an answer throughout history. Look it up. So, beautiful thing. Hats off, Chelsea. You did right. You saved football for a little bit.
Chelsea fans.
Chelsea fans.
Yeah,
that's right.
Just to clarify.
What you said, my man?
Unless you're Di Maria trying to snap Zinchenko's ankles, then violence.
That's right. That's right. Unless you're Suarez and trying to bite somebody.
Only on the pitch, though.
That's right. But Suarez is a little hungry. I mean, somebody hadn't fed him in like weeks, apparently.
He was hangry.
He was on Walking Dead at some point. Shit. But
he big time was.
Yeah. Taking chunks of meat. It's been the Footy Fetish Show. You ready? We ready to wrap this up?
Yeah,
ready to whip out our books? Get your prayer books out. Actually, there's a prayer book here. Would y'all like a little fact on the way out?
Yeah, let's get
In the meantime, Hugh.
Yeah.
Tell the people where we're at.
Right now we're in New Orleans.
That's right. And we're on Insta.
We're on. Oh yeah, thank you. Follow us on Facebook. I totally missed that pass off. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter for the Twatters. Patreon.
Twatters, baby.
Don't forget to follow our favorite footy podcast, Soccerheads FC, on all your platforms. Spotify, iTunes, Twitter. Guys, give yourselves a shout out.
Especially TikTok.
Oh,
we're gonna be big on TikTok.
That's where we're gonna blow up.
I like that.
Damn, you guys are in the TikTok market. Good for y'all. We might have to do that.
You should. We're just trying to figure out what our content avenue is.
Just post a lot. In the words of Gary V, post.
Yes.
Post.
Nothing's ever gone wrong doing that.
Yeah, heard that. Booty's gonna.
Soccerheads FC. That's us.
Soccerheads FC. Booty.
Go get some head.
Thanks for bringing the head, y'all.
Thanks for bringing the feet.
That should be a closing, dude.
A fuck a feet, a fuck a mouth. That's all, you know.
God.
Here is your so Hugh and I got this it's like a Bible of soccer.
An encyclopedia?
It is called the Complete Encyclopedia of Soccer. Shout out to Jake, right?
Shout out to Jake Miranda.
There you go. Jake, thank you. I just opened up to a random page. We're going to random page this shit. Give you a random fact on the way out here. Iceland.
Oh, Iceland.
I'm going to give you an Iceland and Israel
Okay.
shout out here.
Get us going.
So, Iceland. They joined FIFA in 1947. They were founded in 1929.
Okay.
As far as their domestic league goes, I can give you the latest champion I can give you. Actually, let me give you the first champion. In 1912, their first champion was Reykjavik. KR Reykjavik. And yeah, that's the only thing I can say correctly in Icelandic. I'm just saying Reykjavik. That's it. Reykjavik. Israel. Founded in 1928. Joined FIFA right after that in 1929. And their very first champion in 1932 were the British Police.
Okay.
That's it. That's all I got for you.
All right. Thanks.
Yeah, there's your fun facts for the day. In the meantime, this has been the Footy Fetish Show, where the fetish is real and the footy is soccer, sometimes with some head. Peace out, Boy Scouts.